my God. I just want to say welcome to Holistic Love, the podcast that's not just about dating or love, but it's really about how can we self-actualize and really develop our spirits into divine loving beings so that we can have healthy connections, so that we can have healthy relationships that just really echo and are just powerful placements within our lives, our communities, our families. Really a movement that here at Holistic Love we are trying to create. I am Fox RedSky. I am your host. I am a astrologer here with what is it now, like 27 years of experience, you guys,
There you
of
go.
like really
Right on.
just looking at the stars as a tool of self-development. How can I look inside of myself to really understand all the things that are going on within me so I can be the best version of myself, right? Okay, and so and also with us here in the studio we have the lovely, the most amazing here, Don Ray. Tell us a little about yourself too.
What's going on, guys? Don right here. Executive media producer, photographer, heart guy. I don't know. I'm behind here just giving the male perspective on things and here to just lift these divine feminine energy up in the sky. Bring the divine masculine. So I'll be here commentating, making sure everything's going the way it needs to, and helping any way I can.
Yeah.
Authentically. So that's all I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, this is we're all at different areas in our life, our spiritual evolution. You might be in a relationship right now. You might be single and looking on the hunt to find someone. Everything you're going to get off of this podcast is to help amplify and really help you tune in and clarify what your needs are, what your desires are, and kind of show you what maybe isn't healthy and what isn't right, and so that we can get into a fullness of what is necessary in the next steps in your life, your evolution, and really bring the best relationships, especially for 2024, man. This is it. Like, either like we're going to, evolve our consciousness and be better people and have better relationships with ourselves first, number one, and with our loved ones, or we're going to continue negative toxic patterns, subconscious wounding, and that's not what I want for us, and I know I don't want that for.
Yeah, I don't want that for either one of you either.
Yeah,
so.
No, thank you.
Right on.
In addition, I really wanted to thank you, by the way, Don.
You're welcome.
I really wanted to acknowledge our guest here.
Hi, everyone. I am Aimee Perkins. I have been friends with Fox now for a few years, going on about 4 years, and working on my own projects right now of helping women identify their self-worth and embrace their self-worth, and really just trying to delve in, like you said, to helping women and men, live their absolute best lives so that they can learn how to truly connect, genuinely connect, and really experience like what love is supposed to be, not only for in their relationships, but for themselves. A lot of people are struggling right now, and we reach to success, and we reach to money, and we reach to outward things without doing the work within. So I know for me, that journey within is definitely, it takes work. And so sometimes it's nice to have someone be like, hey, I've been there and I'm working it too. So here's a little guidebook, and, hopefully you can become the best version of yourself. So.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I'm so excited
Thank
to
you.
be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Aimee.
It's lovely to hang out.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So great.
Yeah. So and today we are discussing the digital dilemma, right? Like, just all the problems and the mayhems. Yes. The internet has been a blessing and a curse, right? And I think especially in regards to the dating world, and just like the swiping and not really having very superficial and shallow interactions, and then like the ghosting and it's kind of I really feel,
The
Amy, and you could
ghosting.
tell me what you feel because I really brought you on here to talk to me about this. Is that it's kind of like a breeding ground for some predators to be able to kind of operate without any,
Yeah,
like,
without any boundaries.
yeah, like so
Yeah.
like they can
Man.
just go on another app or they can
Yeah.
just, you know,
They,
so
and I just actually read something this morning about there's a lady named Julia Valentine. She's a professor of nursing at BYU, and she's been researching like sexual assault victims through dating apps and all of that. And she was saying that right now, I mean, dating apps are a hotbed for predators because it's so easy for them to just swipe through and pick out who they want. And what else is crazy is that they have noticed that with the attacks and assaults that are going on through the dating apps, they're actually more violent than not. So that's scary. You know, it's scary, but it is, you know, you're putting yourself out there and you have, you know, and you want to do it for fun, but you also have to be safe too.
yeah, 100%. And I think that, you know, we come from a generation too where like you did go to a place to meet someone, you did
Yeah.
meet them through
You didn't have an
connection.
option. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was like through referrals almost. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but like especially this younger generation coming up and they really haven't they don't have any other options, they don't feel like it because they've had so much screen time, they've had so much indoctrination or
Conditioning
of
technology, yeah.
yes.
And
What
even especially with like COVID, you know, COVID was such a huge thing for people to connect because if, you know, I mean, I live, you know, I'm a single mom. And so when COVID happened, I was just home with my kids, which to be completely honest, my lifestyle didn't change all that much. But, you know, I've always, you know, had my own projects and things going on. So I've always kind of worked from home. So it wasn't a huge adjustment for me, but I did definitely notice like socially, it was really tough, you know, to interact. And, you know, there was, outside of talking to people through social media and stuff, a lot of people during the pandemic, they really started turning to, if they hadn't before experienced it, were turning to social media and dating apps in order to connect and, you know, hang out and find people, you know, that had common interests and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I think that COVID kind of super highlighted the fact that there is this loneliness epidemic. Like we don't have the same like support systems in our family. You know, we're all kind of living really far apart. That like we're really seeking safe, genuine, authentic, and healthy connection. And it really highlighted those things. I think. In addition to that, in addition to that.
Right.
I know for me, COVID like impacted like the online dating so much because as a man, you know, you don't want to get labeled as like a creeper or somebody that's too nice or paying too much attention or too eager, right? Which is tough because it's like I'm used to just being like, hey, I like you. What are you interested in? You want to go eat here and blah, blah, blah. Well, social media and pandemic kind of made that like
change your game up.
100%. It was cool in a way because financially it saved me some time and energy and money. It's like I can vet them in certain ways, but other ways it's like I have no way to actualize or figure out if this is an authentic version of this person.
Right. And what's
You
so
know?
tough is like you get so much from meeting someone in person through their facial expressions and their eyes and their personality that really gets left out when you're connecting with someone through a phone.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, it just takes the whole reason why we try and date and try and socialize is because human connection is such a part of what we are as the human race. You know, we need that to thrive. We are very, you know, social creatures. So
Yeah, we need each other.
100%.
It's really interesting how it's really shaped the whole
Like the flip of it, right?
Yeah,
Like the disassociation, the lack of eye contact,
Yeah.
it just, man, it almost seems like a
It's like
bigger
shooting
plan.
in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. That's why
Yeah.
I appreciate both of y'all for letting your light shine because, man,
Aw.
we need guiding lights out here and
We
praise
appreciate you
them.
for not being a creeper on the game.
No way. The women in my family couldn't have it or the men.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we couldn't have that. And, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And I hear all the time, like, just different, like, stories, and there's, like, extremes at both ends, of just, like, situations that they got into because they went on a date off Tinder or Bumble or not trying to hate on any of these apps or anything like that, but it's just, like, you just don't know. Like, some people are so good at, like, faking or pretending that they're this version of them, this cultivated version of themselves online, and then there's some trauma there.
Yeah, girl, you already know. Like just for the people that don't know me, I have had a career in the adult industry for over 20 years. I can honestly say for me, I am a naturally naive person. That's something that has definitely reared its ugly head on me a few times dealing with people, because I like to think that people are essentially good, which you have to be very careful with.
Right.
And just recently in the last few years, I met a guy off of a dating app, and he turned out to literally be a professional con man.
Whoa.
And so I was humbled very quickly, and I was also put in a very dangerous situation. Like, I went from, and it wasn't just with me. I did the right things. I met him in public with a group of my friends, safety in numbers.
Right, for sure.
I did it, and he not only took advantage of me, but took advantage of one of my male friends in the situation. Like, I mean, a total, public situation, was able in front of 5 other people pickpocket and rob right in front of the whole stereo. It was just
broad daylight.
Yeah, and it's really crazy. Well, and then the whole thing just escalated and escalated. I ended up getting roofied. It was a really bad situation. Luckily, it wasn't a situation where it became like a sexual assault circumstance. It was more like he was roofing me so that I would pass out, and then he could use face recognition on my phone to cash at himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And it really messed with me because of all my experience in the adult industry. I was a dancer in Vegas. I did video, I did all this stuff, and I really thought I had a grip on female empowerment and making sure, that I was safe and, keep myself, and I got a reality check for sure. So, but when you're in that situation and somebody is literally a professional at doing people wrong and you're not expecting it, it can rear its ugly head very, very quickly.
I mean, like anyone, like him being a professional, I mean, you being an authentic person, it's like
there was no contest.
Yeah, there's no contest.
Yeah,
and I think those types they look for and have a sixth sense for people that are transparent, that are authentic. You know what I mean?
I think in a way they see it as a challenge.
Right.
Wow.
It becomes like an ego boost for them. Like, if I can trick you,
right?
Man.
Like, you're coming at me real. So if I can trick you and you can't see it, then
Man, level me up then. Yeah.
It makes me so mad.
I'm glad you're still here, and I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
I'm glad you're okay. Hate that you went through that. And
it was an experience. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
It was
Aimee.
wild.
And something else is that, like, our phones, we become so addicted to our phones too that, like, even when we're in the middle of a date, like, a lot of times people are looking down at their phones. They're not even participating. They're not being present.
Yeah.
And so, like, this is more than just like just like the dating apps itself, but it's also like the digital dilemma and, like, how are we able to disconnect from our phones and this this other world and really be present and be with one another. And I mean, I don't know, I like, one of the things I do, Aimee, specifically, I mean, I'm in a relationship, obviously I'm trying to always be present, is like, I don't get on that phone first thing in the morning.
Wow.
And as soon as I get, and when I'm spending time with my husband, or when I'm spending time with, my good friends, that phone goes away.
Being
and
present.
Yes, it's so vital in forming healthy connections with ourselves. Knowing how. Yes. What are your thoughts on this?
I totally agree. I think it's definitely become second nature. Our phones are in our hands, and we do everything with our phones. We pay our bills, we work, we do our self-work on our phones, we socialize, we date, everything we do. They have definitely cornered us into creating it into a lifestyle accessory. I mean, it really is. And you, at this point in time, because we reach for it to do everything, you have to be so consciously aware of rectifying that and changing it, because it's like I told you, it was so funny. I mean, just the other day I was literally on the phone talking to my mother-in-law, and I was trying to get out the door, and I was like in a fluster, and I'm like, where is my phone? Like, I can't find my phone. And I'm looking everywhere, and she's like, Aimee, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't find my phone. And she's like, you're talking to me on your phone. And I'm
Oh, wow. That's happened to everybody.
You know, because you're just so used to having it. It's literally like,
Yes.
I'm like, has my phone literally become an extension of my physical body? Because this is beyond right now. Like,
Yes.
so, yeah, and it is tough. A lot of times, you know, I've been reading about like marriages breaking down and stuff, and a lot of it has to do with people not being present because they're on their
Yes.
phones all the time.
Absolutely. And then like I think that what happens too is that there's so much lost in translation.
Oh, yes.
Because like what you can't like because nobody wants to talk to each other on the phone. They all
Nah.
want to just text or message, and it's like whatever you're going through at that moment at that time can really impact how you perceive that person communicating
Yes.
to you. And it could be like, you know, like this person can be really like sincere and charming and be saying these things, and then you're
But you can't read their body language.
No.
Right, at
You
all.
can't see them.
At
You
all.
can't, yeah.
And in real time, you know, everyone's not a professional con artist, right? But some
Right.
people, they can take advantage of scenarios. Well,
Manipulate.
if you can see someone in real time, if I ask you a question like, how long did it take you to get here? Where do you live? And then I'm watching the wheels turn in your head.
Yeah.
That's just not there.
Right.
People have what is it? The pre-saved text. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like
I
auto
forget.
text?
Yeah, auto
text.
text.
Uh-huh.
People have those posted. Like I had a buddy one time. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Bro, I'm just sending the same message to everybody, and whoever responds." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've
And
totally heard of
I
that
think
before,
those
for
dynamics
sure.
happen both ways, right?
Absolutely.
And they get used interjectively, right?
Yeah.
And I think you just have to be careful.
Oh, you do.
Right.
And it is tough. I am definitely, you know, that has happened to me just recently. I just went through that where I was talking to somebody, a good friend, and we were definitely having a disagreement with something, and the way it was reading was really disrespectful. And I was like, as soon as that trigger was lit for me, I was like, check this out. And then it was like, hold on, you know, and then we've actually, because we have such a good friendship, and because, you know, he has such a strong personality, I have such a strong personality, we have decided that any kind of like really in-depth conversations we're going to do it in person, because
Right.
it gets misconstrued so easily and so quickly, you know, and it gets out of hand.
Okay, so I want to ask y'all a question. If y'all are noticing a pattern here, right? Like there's this huge fatigue from all of the from all of the technology, right? We're like all a little bit of anxiety there, and then there's also like this dating fatigue too.
100%.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like they're
Dating has such a bad rap.
No, it does. It does. It does.
and they're like almost like feeding each other this addiction to technology and this
Yeah.
like inability to form like deep relationships that are beyond like the minimal.
The
Y'all
surface?
see
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get
Y'all
it.
see this?
I
Because
get it.
I'm listening to it, but I'm also like having this aha moment
Yeah.
as we're here in the studio. I'm like, whoa, like this is. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the reciprocal of that kind of like amazes me, because it's like you've got all these vibes going this way, right? But people just don't know how to, as you said earlier, don't have the verbiage or know how to communicate those things. So I even now I'm struggling to articulate to you that I identify and then express myself in that fashion.
Because
Wow.
you don't have the time to pause.
Right.
Right? Or
Right.
you don't, like, you know, when you're texting, that auto text pops up and it gives you a hint, like, is this what you mean? And you're
Right.
like, oh, yeah, that's
Oh
what
yeah,
I
that's
mean.
exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Wow.
It's really crazy. And it's crazy how quickly it has caught fire. Like we were talking about earlier, like our children, right? Well, they'll never not know technology.
Oh
Like,
wow. Yeah.
this is the world
No.
that they're in right now. And, you know, so it's interesting. I remember, you know, I just turned 40, and I remember showing my mom how to send an email. You know, she had no clue on how to send an email. So,
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful that we're having these conversations, and I think that it's so necessary to kind of point out the fatigue, that the dating fatigue is attached to the technology fatigue, that is attached to this constant like digesting and consuming content,
Yeah. Yeah.
but never really getting to the depths of things and not really being like fully immersed in something, you know, and like forgetting that the phone is there, forgetting, you know, like looking. So yeah, it's just so important, I think, as we continue these conversations, like to really emphasize more exercises, more you know, activities that value being present and being
that almost demand it even.
that demand it,
Yeah.
that, you know, that's like, hey, wait, you know, like,
Reel it back in. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean,
For sure.
do y'all remember just sitting there and laying up and looking at the clouds for like hours?
I literally do.
Outside.
I literally do.
When you were
remember that.
little, and just like you could see, you know, because you're just fully inside of yourself, and you're allowing your imagination, your creativity, all the things that are make us human, right?
Right.
You know, so
A simpler time.
A simpler time.
Simpler time.
it might be, you know, in the forecast, we really might need to like be bringing some of those things back.
You know, through I didn't have the verbiage before, but I had an aha moment just now. So I wonder about like how that affects you staying in a relationship that might not be suited to the person you're growing into or your truest self because of fear or lack of a good compass to show you how to navigate this new social media world or the new online dating world, right? So maybe you stay in the devil I know is better than the devil I don't, right? So that's another conversation, but that's what it kind of made me think of. Like, wow, I don't know how to navigate or traverse this world. It could be so dangerous, so treacherous, you know. And that's me as a man.
I feel like it's definitely tougher for men too. You guys are such visual creatures. And it definitely comes down to a character issue.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, a cheater's a cheater, let's be real, right?
Sure.
And, but at the same time, it's like, I am sympathetic with men because, you know,
Appreciate
at the same time, it's like, it's this smorgasbord of women in every shape, size, color, demand, you know, like almost on delivery, you know. It's like you don't even have these days, and I hate to say this, ladies, but I'm coming for you. It doesn't take much anymore for women to be impressed. It seems like they don't
at all, and
know?
it doesn't even have to be your assets or your material. It just has to be like because attention is currency now, right? So it's just like, how can I garnish the most attention? Okay, this guy's got this, that. Okay, his character may or may not matter,
but
right?
But he's popular. He's got likes.
a whole bunch of them. And I can respect that. But I don't respect the fact of, like, there's no good men out here.
No. I mean, I definitely don't agree with that. I just think that, like you've been saying, Fox, I think we're facing challenges that are new to our generation. Like, there's no guidebook, you know. I mean, now, you know, and if you notice, there's been this huge influx for like self-help and self-awareness and all this coming out just in the last, I would say 15 years, right? Where it's just exploded because now people are really becoming aware of like the detriment that it's causing, you know? And they're like, okay, how do I bring this back to self? How do I, like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I having these experiences? Why am I, you know, this, that, and whatever? And so people are looking for solutions, which is amazing. I mean, that's great because now it's forcing people to do inner work that maybe they weren't trying to do or, you know, weren't really looking at before. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting.
Absolutely. And, you know, and just kind of briefly touching back to what y'all are saying and tying it in, you know, the dating apps are so skewed when it comes to, like, men. Like, they want people to be putting that quarter in the slot machine. It is a lose-lose.
We literally have to pay money to message women on dating apps. Like, literally, I don't even do it because, like, bro, I'm not trying to spend $25 to say hello.
Oh, yeah.
Or even more now. Even more now.
No, it's crazy.
And also, too, it's like, so they have, like, so it's like, I mean, I've talked to a lot of the software developers that have, like, basically created the software so that you don't win. It's not.
Hey, shout out to them, though. It's a business.
It's not.
We're having a hard enough time.
Yeah, they don't want you to win. They're like, no. So you'll have, like, maybe 1 to 3% of the male population. They get all of the DMs. Like, all of the DMs, while, like, most, like, 80 to 90% of the men on there are getting no DMs.
So my whole thought process with that is, like, but what's the motivation for that? Like, for the creators of the app, like, what are they really getting? Like, that you're just stuck dating forever, so then you just keep giving them more money?
That.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
like,
ding,
I
ding.
mean,
Tell
that's
her
the
what
only
she's
thing that would
wants.
make sense.
Yeah, you know, like why help him get married? So he doesn't have to keep subscribing and pumping
That's
quarters.
some bitter energy.
It is. It's a little dick energy too, though.
Amen.
Like that's little dick energy for
Yeah,
real
it
though,
is.
man. But
So-
I don't. Yeah, say
Yeah.
it. Say it.
And then so what happens is like women on the app will get like even the most like say I wouldn't say I don't want to use the word unattractive, but like maybe
Maybe unattractive by like the Western standpoint.
right,
of
right,
beauty.
right, right,
That's
exactly,
to be
exactly.
politically
They'll
bleh.
still get like 100 DMs. They'll still get like more than like below, like I would say above average hottest guy. They'll still get more likes and DMs and everything like that because
Attention. Yeah.
and attention just because the game is set up that way. So then they
Wow.
have some like then they're thinking, well, I can get anyone, right?
So
Which
that's
is
the
like
delusion, right? Or not the delusion, but
the side effect.
the side effect.
It's and the side
Yeah.
effect is like, well, like no, I can have anyone I want, and so what they'll just like do is they'll wait and wait and wait and wait. But I mean, we all got to be honest. We all got to be real. Is like,
Right.
We're typically going to date within 1 to 2 degrees of our own.
Well, you have a type. Everyone's got a flavor.
Everyone's got a
Yeah,
you know?
that's
Right.
true.
I mean, and what's really interesting this morning, I was reading an article like about statistics on dating apps, and it was saying like I want to say they polled like 5,000 people, and it said 44% of men out of that poll date on dating apps looking for long-term relationships, and women it was only like 32%. And I was like, that's interesting because women are always like, they just want to hook up. They just want to hook up. But I don't know. I feel like females have kind of reared their claws a little bit. And it's become, they're like, okay, well, you want to keep it casual? We'll keep it super casual.
I was just gonna say I think that that's a response.
I think that's what's happening.
I think that's
It's
a
like a
female
sexual
response.
revolution.
No, it
It's
is because it's a
crazy.
female response to what men have done. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
kind of like made your bed, got a lie in it kind of vibe.
Right.
But like there has to be like accountability, and I think there's a
Right.
lack of that, right? And that's
Yeah.
what the dating apps.
Just in general.
Just in general, though, right?
Yeah.
The dating apps just make it easy, though, right?
Well, and a lot of times too with social media and stuff, it's like everyone wants to be an influencer. Everyone, like you said, everyone's just they're living a life that creates content. They're not, creating content from the life that they live.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really want to see. I mean, that's the whole reason of this show, y'all guys. This is my baby. This is my heart's desire for 2024 and for the next 5 to 10 years is to really shift that cultural paradigm because it's almost like eating itself. You know what I mean? Because loneliness
We're our own
and
worst enemy.
the loneliness is pervasive, the depression is pervasive. We are seeking more healthy connections, and I don't think you can start. I mean, this is such an important topic. Is like the dating apps are not.
They're toxic.
They're not the solution. In fact,
Dating apps are toxic.
if anything, it's caused a lot of very sad ripple effects. That I think we're unless we turn around things, we're gonna be seeing the effects of a lot less children being born, a lot less marriages in the world, because people have burnout, y'all guys.
Yeah.
People are so done, and it's like it breaks my heart. I just don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's definitely there. I think, but the thing is too, there is some positives, I think, with using dating apps. I don't think it's all negative, and I think people have had positive experiences. They have found long-term relationships in dating apps. That has not been the case for me. I used it twice and had 2 nightmare situations, and that was a wrap.
Right.
But that's not everyone's experience. So, some people have had good experiences, and they even have apps now where you can, not just for dating, but also for like if you want to just meet friends that have common interests and stuff like that. But I'm with you in the sense that the issue is like, how do we pull healthy relationships, relationships that complement us and that we can be our best selves in? Why does it just have to be through a dating app? Why aren't we connecting in person anymore to make these genuine connections that are probably always going to feel like they're on a deeper level off the jump because you're actually interacting with another human being and not a phone?
Man, well said.
Y'all guys,
you.
I gotta say, like, this has been really a really beautiful conversation. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's
Not
great.
really, right?
wow,
I can't believe we're
dude.
already at time. I'm like, wow.
No,
that was
literally,
fast.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
That's awesome.
minds.
Yeah, girl.
For sure.
Yeah, girl.
For sure.
Oh
for
my
sure.
God. Yeah, like no,
Yeah, you're awesome.
Oh, you too. You too. Ooh,
yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry,
and
knock
this
the
is
table
just this is, and for everyone at home who's listening to this conversation, this is just the beginning, because, the more conversations that we have like this, the more that we we're just scratching the surface, really, because
Awareness.
yeah, and we're bringing awareness and wholeness to the conversation too, because I do feel like that in this toxic environment that we've created, like, the most toxic personalities have risen to the top. And it's like we almost kind of like,
It's because they tribe together. Maybe people tribe together because they need that.
oh my
they
God.
have to. Yeah.
They have to. They need the numbers game in order to
Yeah, it
feel
is.
powerful.
Like, but the narcissism and like the like some of the cluster B personalities, and like some of these people that are just like, just like not very good people that are spreading like, they're encouraging the hookup culture. They're encouraging, like,
They needed to exist because they can't exist in certain
Well, they need to
environments.
feed off everybody else's energy in order
That
to
part.
survive.
That part. Yeah, she's right on time.
It's experience.
Yeah. Right on.
It's
A
experience.
little seasoning on it.
I'm
A
looking
little
forward to it.
seasoning on that.
yeah, and I am very grateful for the both of y'all, that not only
Yes, thank you. Fox.
not only that y'all are my very dope friends that I get to, be off camera and hang out with and so forth, but that y'all are just stepping into who you really are,
Right on.
and not like continuing the toxic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Breaking the cycle.
Breaking the
woo,
cycle.
I'm
right?
about it. I'm about it,
Shout out to
girl.
that,
Like,
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
done.
Yeah.
2024 is my year, because I am ready to, I'm ready to wake up in my own self discovery, my own personal development journey. You guys. So, oh my God, I know we could just keep talking.
I
know. We could just.
We'll have to talk again.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure. For
yes,
sure. For sure.
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Fox. You know,
Thank you, Aimee.
You're such a dear friend, and we have had many nights, whether it's in Austin or Costa Rica, sitting around just brainstorming how we're gonna help and heal, and want to help and heal ourselves, but help and heal the world. And I'm proud of you, and it's good to see you here.
We're doing it,
this.
girl. We're doing it.
We've been doing it the whole time. We've just been working it. We're working
part.
it, and
The universe was making a way for you guys.
Yeah,
The universe makes a way.
absolutely.
That's all.
That's
you know?
absolutely all good timing.
And I'm honored to meet you too.
You too.
Great to
yes,
meet you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for hanging out, and
For sure.
the male perspective, that was helpful. That
Yeah.
was really, it's important to hear. I mean, I'm raising 2 sons of my own, so it's really shifted. Being a mom of 2 boys, it's
Yeah.
really shifted my
We gotta help
perspective
our
on a
young
lot
men.
of things.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah, they don't have
Men
a lot
need
of
love,
guidance.
too.
Yeah, no, we do, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
we do. And we appreciate all the love we get from good women. So appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to thank you all, guys, for tuning in. We are so grateful here at Holistic Love, and we are just ready to empower the men and the women in this new paradigm that we're creating. And this is your time. This is your moment. Like, do not stop for any reason to truly self-realize, discover who you are, and know that you are worthy of love.
Amen.
Amen.
Of a healthy love, my loves.